Welcome to Hustle and Pro Season 2, talking sports in Frisco from youth to pro. Now here's your host, Kelly Walker.
Welcome to Hustle and Pro. Today we have a VIP guest. Jaxon is one of the youngest athletes that we've talked to, but I hope you'll agree that his positivity and fight is unforgettable and big. In fact, his favorite athlete is Des Bryant. He loves watching basketball and football. He plays soccer and he runs track. He also wants to learn how to play tennis. And his favorite sports movie is Kicking and Screaming, starring Will Ferrell. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, so we wanted to feature Jaxon's story on this episode to explain what he and his family have been going through, and so that we can all learn a little bit more from them. So Jaxon's mom, Shay, is here to give us a quick rundown on what the last 9 months have looked like for their family since they got Jaxon's diagnosis in December of 2019.
We started this journey in December, right before Christmas. He was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which affects the bones, the joints in the bones. And immediately we started chemo. We started treatment right away. So he's gone through a couple of surgeries. He had to have a total knee replacement on his right leg first. And then because the cancer had already spread to his lungs, he had to have a surgery on his left lung, and then we'll have to have one more surgery on the right lung. But lots of chemo, lots of therapy and treatment. He began physical therapy kind of pretty much so right after he had the first knee replacement. But I would say he has, made leaps and bounds through this. He has just ran his way like he was running towards the finish line, trying to beat this, and we're almost there.
That's a lot, Jaxon. That's a lot of surgeries and procedures and treatments. It's probably your life that you were used to probably changed 100% right away, right? With all the different treatments and everything. So what is your attitude? Like, what do you feel like, and what kind of things do you like to tell people about you and your journey?
Stay strong and go the process.
Stay strong. Yeah. I've heard people talk about that you like to spread positivity, like when you're in the hospital getting treatments and recovering, that you make people laugh. So what are some of the things that you do to put a smile on people's faces?
Maybe that can make them laugh.
Yeah.
And pie cleaners. I make stick man and pass them up to kids so they don't feel alone.
Oh, cool. I also heard there's I think I say this word right. You probably know how to say big medical words better than I do, but a phlebotomist that you guys have become friends with at your hospital, or one of the places that you get treatment. Do you know what I'm talking about? Miss Sharon. Tell me about Miss Sharon.
She's nice and funny. She's also really, really strict and supports me.
Aw, that's sweet. So parents, Shay and Jason, when you are, I know I'm not saying looking back yet, because I know you are still in this fight and going through this process, but when you look at it, what are do you have also relationships that you guys have built that you will look back on and cherish through this experience?
We've had tons of support from family, friends of friends, people that we don't even know. My husband's job. We've just had such an outpour of love from the community as a whole during this situation. More than I could even mention. And we are so grateful for some of the new relationships that have formed throughout this process. We've met some great people that have foundations like the Brandy McPherson Foundation. Met some ladies there, and they instantly reached out to our family and was like, anything that we can do to support. The hospital itself, Miss Sharon, like Jaxon mentioned, she's so sweet, very supportive to us. lots of encouragement. I remember when I first met her, you know, she said, it's not going to be easy, but you stay strong, mama. And that's what I've had to do. You know, there have been hard days, I can say. My husband can definitely say the same. But we pushed through because we've had such great support.
Yeah.
You have 4 boys, yes?
Yes.
So, Jaxon, do your siblings, do your brothers also play sports too?
They all play sports.
They all play sports. So would you say you guys are a sports family?
Kind of.
Kind of. Dad, Jason, do you think you guys are a sporty family?
Definitely. Well, football is what is it I was saying? Is it
Faith, family, football.
Yeah. Proof that you live in Texas, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we are a sports family also, and that's something that, you know, having our kids play sports, it's a big part of our life as a family. Things that we go do together, a lot of it does revolve around sports. What are some of the things that, like, so are your other boys football players, or they have a lot of different sports that they play too?
Football, track, and some basketball.
Okay.
We've pretty much played soccer and basketball at the PSA in Plano, and the boys play football here in Frisco.
Awesome.
Go Centennial.
Okay, Centennial.
Yes.
We'll be facing you guys, I'm sure, here pretty soon.
Okay.
So Jaxon, you like to run track and play soccer, right?
Yes, but I want to play tennis.
And tennis. That's right. I forgot. So I was curious about running track. I mean, usually track like doesn't start until you're in 7th grade, and that's when you start running track. Had you already been running track kind of earlier than that and you got the jump on that sport?
I guess so.
Yeah. Your track team in Little Elm.
Yeah. A track team in Little Elm.
What's your favorite thing to run?
100s, I guess.
Oh, so you're fast and quick.
Sprinter.
Sprinter.
I'm not good with the turning or the 400s.
He doesn't like the 400. He doesn't like the distance running.
You and me both.
He wants to just get it over with.
Same here. And then, so soccer, you've played soccer a while, I bet, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
What position do you play in soccer?
You actually kind of switch positions a lot.
Yeah, all over, really.
Good. What's your favorite? Like, if it was up to you and the coach said, all right, what do you want to play today? Do you want to go play on defense or be back there in the goal? Or do you want to go score? Or do you like being in the middle where you can sort of distribute?
It depends where he puts me.
Well, what's your favorite? Where would you like to be?
I think it just depends where he put me because I don't know what spot.
Any of them. He just likes to play.
I just want to move.
You just want to get out there and move. So I have heard that, maybe it was you, Shay, that I read this or heard this from, but that you described Jaxon as a natural born leader. So do you see that like in your sports, Jaxon? Do you feel like you like to be somebody that your teammates count on and look up to?
Yes. No.
You do?
Like
you like
support.
do what?
Like a support, or a mascot or something. I don't know.
He's like a cheerleader, supporting everybody,
Or a
pushing everybody.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah, maybe a mascot is good because you like maybe sometimes you get are you quiet sometimes? But yet you still want to be like cheer everybody on, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's fantastic. I love that. I also saw that you might have said, I don't know who said this. Y'all tell me about this quote that I read. One of y'all said that you may have cancer, but cancer doesn't have you. What do you mean by that it doesn't have you?
It shows the wrong kid, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
It shows the wrong kid.
Yeah, like it doesn't have control over you, right? You still get to choose. I feel like you are choosing your attitude and you are choosing how you're going to respond and be you and be happy.
You know, through all of this, I think anybody that has come in contact with Jaxon or that knows Jaxon always says he always has a smile on his face. You know, you can't tell how bad he's feeling, even if he's having a bad day, because he's always smiling, and just his empathy and his concern for everybody else, wanting to make sure that everyone else is okay. So that love that he just has for everyone, and that smile that he exudes, and it's so long lasting, and it leaves such a lasting impression on everyone that he encounters.
I mean, that's huge what you said, that like he wants to make sure everyone else is okay when,
Yeah.
you know, he's the patient and kind of at the center of all this, but you're still, Jaxon, you're still like, you know, wanting to take care of everybody and make sure everybody else is doing okay. That means you have a big heart, right?
I do have a big heart.
Aw. So Shay, you know, we're talking to you specifically because it's September and it is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I mean, a year ago at this time, you probably didn't think this was something you'd need to be paying that much attention to, or that you'd be sitting here talking to somebody about, right? So what do you say looking out at other people that we're just living our busy, crazy 2020 life, but you know, as this month is meant to spread awareness, like now having the voice to talk about it from somebody going through it, like what do you say to that, to people?
I would say, for me, I've one of our slogans that we've come up with and that we've said through all of this is trust the process. It's scary when you first hear it. You know, you're flooded with emotions and feelings and just don't know how to feel about everything. We know that one of the things I always say is we know that God can't put any more on us than we can bear. And we have been able to sustain and just because of our faith and know that we can get through this and that Jaxon is going to get through this because he's already made so many leaps and bounds. When we look back, you know, 9 months ago, we didn't think we would be sitting here, you know, and almost at the end of his therapy, he was told that we have a week left of chemotherapy and one more surgery. And so in hindsight, you're like, I didn't think we would be here. So we've just trusted this process and have gotten this far.
You said this earlier too, but you know, you have to give credit. I know that your positive attitude, Jaxon, makes a huge difference, and your mom and your dad's positive attitude and all the support people around you, that is like its own medicine, right? But it's probably also amazing when you see how smart and effective these medical providers are. Like you said, the process, thank goodness that the process has been laid out for you, and that people, we have really good resources here, I think, right? That people you're in good hands.
Yes.
Children's, and I'm sure you've been to more facilities than you probably ever expected to at this point. But, you know, I think that's part of this awareness initiative is right to let people know that we have to keep providing, you know, donations so that these facilities can keep getting the research done to make advances and strides so that the next kid and family who gets diagnosed will have a good path and a better, you know, a better road to recovery quicker, right?
Right. You know, Children's really sheds a lot of light on National North Texas Giving Day. And again, a year ago, it didn't cross my mind as much. And as we sit here going through this, I can't help but to, you know, spread awareness and tell and talk about it because it needs to be talked about because what's required is that people need to donate. It's a requirement, I feel. We spend so much money on unnecessary things on a daily basis. A cup of Starbucks. Hey, I'm guilty because I love Starbucks. Nothing against them. But we spend money on things like that where there is money needed and donations needed to go towards the advancement of research for a cure, hopefully one day. You know, I don't want another parent to have the news that I had to change my life in a matter of 24 hours. So if we can come together as a community as a whole and support one another, that's what North Texas Giving Day is about.
I'd just like to say the journey. We never can prepare for what life may bring to us. So we take every day as a journey or a leaping step to get better, to better ourselves, and to become better people in this world and society. And as far as the kids are concerned, we are here for them. Everything that we do is for the kids, and without the donations and everything and children's, and we don't know where we would be at this point. So we thank God for one for giving us the faith and the strength to make it through, to bring us here, and we're almost at the end of the line. So we're being strong and keeping our faith and wanting to pass it on for the other families that may have to deal with any type of cancer of childhood illness, which no kid should ever have to go through. So that's what we're staying strong for.
Right. I noticed that you said, is to be better. One of the things at the beginning you said is to kind of be better on the other side of this. So Jaxon, my last question for you is, this is hard, but do you think going through all this, do you think somehow this is going to make you a better Jaxon? And how do you think that might be working?
Strong and happy inside.
Yeah, brave.
And brave.
Say that last part again. I just didn't hear you.
Happy, strong, and brave.
Well, I am so glad that I got to meet you, even just on Zoom. It was fun to talk to you and learn your story. And thanks to you, Shay and Jason.
Oh,
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
welcome. Thank you for having us.
I know y'all have a busy life right now, so it's probably not easy to stop and sit and do these meetings, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Anything just to spread awareness and get it out there. Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And thank you for listening to this episode of Hustle and Pro. Children's.com has more information on how you can get involved and help. You can also follow Children's Health on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube.